Hello, I'm Craig Brelsford, and welcome to another episode of Small Stocks, Big Money. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Now, today's show features interviews with the executives of two public companies. First up is bioAffinity Technologies. bioAffinity addresses the urgent need for non-invasive, accurate, early-stage cancer diagnosis and broad-spectrum cancer treatments. Lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer-related deaths. The company's first product, CyPath Lung, improves early-stage detection of lung cancer, leading to increased survival, fewer unnecessary invasive procedures, reduced patient anxiety, and lower medical costs. CyPath Lung, a laboratory-developed test, or LTD, is patient-friendly and physician-focused. Physicians order CyPath Lung for their patients after lung cancer screening or other imaging reveals a suspicious finding. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Up next is Can-Fite Biopharma. Can-Fite is an advanced clinical-stage drug development company with a platform of oral drugs designed to address multi-billion-dollar markets in the treatment of oncology and inflammatory diseases. The company's lead drug candidate, piclidenoson, recently reported top-line results in a phase 3 trial for psoriasis. Can-Fite's liver drug, namodenoson, is being evaluated in a phase 2b trial for the treatment of NASH, a phase 3 trial for hepatocellular carcinoma, HCC, and the company is also planning a phase 2a study in pancreatic cancer. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Before we dive into our first interview, let's take a moment to recognize some of RedChip's top performers in 2024. Among them, RedCat, up an incredible 1,293% in 2024. Alliance Entertainment, soaring by 842%. Gorilla Technology, which gained 250%, and Nova Minerals, up 149%. These companies have demonstrated the immense potential of the small cap market. Before we move forward, let's take a look at RedChat, a revolutionary AI chatbot for small cap stock analysis.
For 32 years, RedChip has been discovering tomorrow's blue chips today with early research on Starbucks, Celsius, Daktronics, Winnebago, and more. Now we bring you RedChat, an innovative AI solution which gives you answers in seconds on over 2,000 small cap stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Visit redchip.com today and use RedChat, your AI small cap assistant. RedChat.
Now let's move on to our quote of the week. It comes from the book, Small Stocks, Big Money. Invest in something you can get your arms around and be very conservative. Own enough stock so that you are not putting all your eggs in one basket. This quote comes from Dave Maley of the Ariel Discovery Fund, and it is featured in Chapter 5 of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now, let's get started with our first interview today with bioAffinity Technologies. Maria, thanks for coming from San Antonio all the way to Orlando again. Great to see you again. Now, we just want to hear the basics. bioAffinity, what is it? What do you do?
Thank you, first of all, for inviting me. So bioAffinity is marketing now a commercial test for the early detection of lung cancer, which is, of course, the leading cancer killer, unfortunately, in the U.S. We offer convenient at-home collection for our patients. It's a non-invasive test, and it also has very high performance. And what that means is that it is a test that has high sensitivity and high specificity for a market that is growing, unfortunately, and one that is very large. bioAffinity also is developing other tests, primarily in the pulmonary marketplace. Two tests that come to mind are for COPD and asthma in precision diagnostics to determine the next step in care after you've been diagnosed with COPD or asthma.
Maria, lung cancer, as you said, remains the leading cause of cancer-related deaths worldwide, and it is often because it is diagnosed too late. How does your flagship product, CyPath Lung, change the landscape for early detection?
So CyPath Lung is a test that can find very early stage lung cancer. And finding lung cancer at early stage is key to a longer, healthier life. CyPath Lung, which is our non-invasive test, can detect lung cancer at that early stage when treatments are most effective. It is important in two ways. So one is that it has very high sensitivity. So if you do have lung cancer, it can determine that there is cancer in the lung. The second is it can also tell you if you have a benign nodule. So most often people who have small nodules, they don't have lung cancer, but they still pose a problem to physicians as to what to do next. And our test is another tool that says, yes, there is cancer in the lung, or no, there is not.
Now, can you tell me how CyPath Lung works from a patient's point of view, Maria?
Certainly. So a physician, your physician, if you were a patient, would order CyPath Lung because perhaps he or she has found a suspicious lung nodule. And you would receive, I have this, a simple kit. It's just a simple box, and inside there is a collection cup. What we ask patients to do after they get this cup is to collect sputum, which is the mucus in the lung. Now, most of our patients are people who are at high risk for lung cancer. So producing sputum is not an issue. And they collect at home in the privacy of their home. They have lots of support. We have a patient coach who works with them. We have videos. We have instructional materials. And that really is the key to finding this, to getting a good sample, is the work that they do. And then the end of the collection, they simply put the kit back into a pre-addressed, prepaid envelope, and it's shipped overnight to the lab where we produce the result in 2 days. Your doctors, usually 2 or 3 days, will have your result.
That's fascinating, Maria. I want to dive more, though, into how your test saves patients and the healthcare system money.
Certainly. So last year, 2 pulmonologists, practicing one at the Brooke Army Medical Hospital, which is the Department of Defense's largest military hospital system, and also at Audie Murphy, their medical VA. These 2 physicians looked at the savings that can be accomplished when CyPath Lung is put into the standard of care. And they found that individual savings on an individual patient basis of $2,700 per patient, just for Medicare patients. They found for people who had commercial insurance that it was much higher. It was $6,400 per patient. And that really spelled significant healthcare system savings for the Medicare system of $370 million, and for the private payers, close to $900 million.
You know, Maria, that is an impressive amount of savings, and I'm sure that that would be important to government healthcare systems, and which brings to mind the fact that you've secured a U.S. federal supply schedule contract that's making CyPath Lung available to veterans and federal healthcare patients. Could you give us some updates on that milestone?
Certainly, certainly. So obviously, the cost of things and cost savings is extremely important at this time, particularly to government. We received the federal supply contract late last year, and it does allow us to sell CyPath Lung to the federal marketplace. We see the VA as probably our largest market there. It certainly helps us when talking to physicians and to hospital systems, and we're really targeting those systems that have large lung cancer screening programs, and many of them do. But it helps us not only to have those cost savings that we can talk about, but also the fact that this test has high performance and can really help to determine whether whether our vets have lung cancer or they do not.
Now, Maria, you recently announced cost savings for your CAP-CLIA commercial laboratory that is going to continue to drive profitability and growth. What drove those cost savings?
So as every well-run business must do, we've taken a hard and a very strategic look at operations at our subsidiary, Precision Pathology Laboratory Services. Precision offers CyPath Lung, but it also has been offering more than 100 other tests and pathology services, largely in the Texas market. We recently announced that we will be taking these actions to improve financial performance and to accelerate the commercial growth of CyPath Lung. We expect these measures to deliver approximately just about $4 million in cost savings at our subsidiary, while increasing, of course, the resources that we need to expand CyPath Lung as our sales grow. Our commercial focus is really on high margin services, and that led us to discontinue certain pathology services with suboptimal profit margins, and thus, with that, gave us cost savings.
Now, Maria, what's driving the growth of CyPath Lung, and how do you see revenue trends evolving?
So we're forecasting accelerated growth both in the Texas market, in the VA market, and in key strategic regional markets in the U.S. this year in 2025. We see ever-increasing peer-to-peer introductions, and we're very pleased to see the sharing of cases in which CyPath Lung, the results have really made a difference, whether it be a cancer diagnosis or whether it's an avoidance of an unnecessary procedure. I invite our listeners to go to CyPathLung.com and to look at these very moving case studies where CyPath Lung has made a difference. Our sales team is very experienced and certainly will be sharing these peer-to-peer stories. And we have operational capacity, which we're very excited to have, to continue an ever-increasing sales into the future.
In summary, Maria, for the investors out there, what is the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in bioAffinity right now?
So with year-over-year sales growth, CyPath Lung remains the very focal point of our commercial strategy. We forecast accelerating CyPath Lung sales growth in strategic national markets in 2025. We include expanding into the U.S. veterans market and healthcare system as well. We have a strong management team, including board members who have brought multiple companies from startup to impressive exits. In fact, Dr. Jamie Platt led teams that sold companies like ours with novel tests, and each of the 2 deals she worked on and she led were valued each at $500 million. CyPath Lung is a platform technology, and that's important to keep in mind because we will be developing tests with huge markets, not only lung cancer, which is our commercial market now, but we're developing tests for COPD and asthma, and those will be more precision medicine tests. We've already announced our collaborative work with the Department of Defense, and we expect not only to continue that work, but also to enhance that collaboration over the coming years. I think bioAffinity has a very strong future, and I invite investors to watch us grow in 2025.
It's a great story, Maria, and thank you again for telling it, and welcome again to Orlando.
Thank you very much.
Now, to get more information on bioAffinity Technologies, visit BIAFinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com. featuring emerging growth companies like bioAffinity Technologies. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. Before we move forward, let's take a look at RedChat, a revolutionary AI chatbot for small cap stock analysis.
For 32 years, RedChip has been discovering tomorrow's blue chips today with early research on Starbucks, Celsius, Daktronics, Winnebago, and more. Now we bring you RedChat, an innovative AI solution which gives you answers in seconds on over 2,000 small cap stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Visit redchip.com today and use RedChat, your AI small cap assistant. RedChat.
Now, let's move on to our next interview today with Can-Fite Biopharma. We're here with Matti Farbstein, Chief Executive Officer of Can-Fite. Matti, thanks for being with us again.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to present.
Can-Fite Biopharma is at an advanced stage of clinical development with its strong pipeline. Start, please, with a brief overview of your current programs.
We have two drugs in the clinic. The first drug, piclidenoson, we are about to initiate shortly a pivotal phase 3 study that was agreed with the FDA and the EMA. We're going to initiate a phase 2 for a rare disease by the name of Lowy syndrome, and our veterinarian partners, VetBiolix, is developing piclidenoson for dogs' osteoarthritis. The second drug is namodenoson. We are enrolling patients to a pivotal phase 3 study that was agreed by the FDA and the EMA. Enrolling patients for pancreatic cancer. It's an open, ongoing study. And following a successful phase 2A study in MASH, we are enrolling patients to a phase 2B.
Your company has secured multiple out-licensing deals with potential milestone payments totaling well over 9 figures in dollars. Can you share details on these partnerships, Matti, and how do they de-risk Can-Fite's ongoing development?
Sure. We have 6 territorial partners that got the rights to sell our drugs once they will be approved. We have partners in Eastern Europe, 3 countries in Western Europe, China and the territories, 2 deals in South Korea, and a Canadian partner that took piclidenoson for psoriasis. And on top of them, the veterinarian partner, VetBiolix. From the selling drugs deals, we got till today $20 million undiluted money, and there are $130 million potential based on regulatory and sales milestone, and there will be also double-digit royalties from the sales.
Namodenoson showing remarkable success, including an 8-year complete response in a liver cancer patient, and its recognition for liver protective effects. How does this position namodenoson as a game changer in the treatment of hepatocellular carcinoma?
The FDA and the EMA agreed on a pivotal phase 3 study protocol design. We are treating patients who have no other treatment available today with our safe drug, namodenoson. An interim analysis will be conducted after around 50% of the patients. We have orphan drug status that granted by the FDA and the EMA, and fast-track status that was granted by the FDA.
Milestones now, Matti, in that pivotal phase 3 trial for namodenoson. What should investors be watching out for?
We are enrolling patients for the pivotal phase 3 studies as we are speaking. We estimate that we will share the interim analysis data in 2026.
Matti, piclidenoson previously reported top-line phase 3 results for psoriasis. Can you walk us through the results, and what is the status of the current pivotal phase 3 trial in psoriasis?
We had significant positive data, both in the primary and the secondary endpoints, the PASI 75 and the physician global assessment in the first phase 3 study. A pivotal phase 3 study design has been approved both by the FDA and the EMA, and we will initiate the study and start to enroll patients shortly.
You know, beyond oncology, Can-Fite is also expanding into metabolic and inflammatory diseases, including a phase 2B trial for MASH, Matti. Now, can you explain the significance of that market and where namodenoson fits in?
As of today, there is only one drug registered for the treatment of MASH. Following positive data from our phase 2A study, including decrease in body weight, we are enrolling now patients to a phase 2B.
As if all that were not enough, you're also active in veterinary medicine. You've shown success and piclidenocin's potential in treating osteoarthritis in dogs. What is the market potential of that application, and how does it complement your human health portfolio?
The arthritis market for companion animal is expected to grow to $6.3 billion by 2030. We are entitled to receive 15% royalties on worldwide sales in this indication. Can-Fite upfront and royalties on sales upon regulatory approval for veterinarian use is projected to be around $325 million over the next 10 years.
Final question, Madi. The essential value proposition. Please tell us, what are the key catalysts for Can-Fite over the next 12 to 18 months? And with that in mind, why should investors take an interest in Can-Fite right now?
We have oral drugs with proven safety and efficacy in pivotal phase 3 studies. Piclidenoson and namodenoson are phase 3 assets in psoriasis and liver cancer. Namodenoson showed strong efficacy in phase 2 MASH study and is headed into an exploratory phase 2A study in pancreatic cancer. We are monetizing the advanced portfolio through corporate partnerships. Piclidenoson and namodenoson have been licensed out in selected territories with $20 million received to date and potentially up to additional $130 million plus royalties. We will initiate shortly the psoriasis pivotal phase 3 study. And during the next 12 to 18 months, we will share data from our 2 pivotal phase 3 studies in psoriasis and liver cancer, as well as the 2 phase 2 studies in MASH and pancreatic cancer. Thank you.
Thank you, Madi. There's so much going on with Can-Fite, and we'd love to hear the story.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to tell our story. Thank you.
Now, to get more information on Can-Fite Biopharma, visit canfinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Can-Fite Biopharma. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small-cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can order Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon for $18. Now, let's recap the companies featured today. First, you met bioAffinity Technologies, BIAF on the NASDAQ. bioAffinity Technologies addresses the urgent need for non-invasive, accurate, early-stage cancer diagnosis and broad-spectrum cancer treatments. Lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer-related deaths. The company's first product, CyPath Lung, improves early-stage detection of lung cancer, leading to increased survival, fewer unnecessary invasive procedures, reduced patient anxiety, and lower medical costs. CyPath Lung, a laboratory-developed test, is patient-friendly and physician-focused. Physicians order CyPath Lung for their patients after lung cancer screening or other imaging reveals a suspicious finding. Learn more at www.biafinfo.com. Then you met Can-Fite Biopharma, CANF, on the New York Stock Exchange American. Can-Fite Biopharma is an advanced clinical stage drug development company with a platform of oral drugs designed to address multi-billion-dollar markets in the treatment of oncology and inflammatory diseases. The company's lead drug candidate, piclidenoson, recently reported top-line results in a phase 3 trial for psoriasis. Can-Fite's liver drug, namodenoson, is being evaluated in a phase 2b trial for the treatment of NASH, a phase 3 trial for hepatocellular carcinoma, and the company is planning a phase 2a study in pancreatic cancer. Learn more at www.canfinfo.com. Don't forget to check out our stocks page. It is the biggest small-cap stock portal in the industry. It has every company listed on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange with market caps of $2 billion and less. And it's categorized by industries. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small-cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. Also, be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn about a lot of small-cap companies. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, if you have any questions about any of our public companies featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-RedChip or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile of asset classes. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies, so please always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new, exciting, emerging growth companies.